Let's see. Okay. I am so sorry. I am starting late today. Um, I had a doggy incident. So, um, yes, we are starting late today. Let's see. Okay. Well, my doggy decided to go on a tiki tour just before we're about to start. And thankfully, God is a God of miracles and he answered prayers. And he brought my doggy back. He, thank God. Actually, it is not my dog. It is my daughter's dog, and or my oldest, sorry, my son's dog. And he needed a break because he has bronchitis, and asked grandma if grandma would house house take care of the doggy. And yeah. So sorry, I'm starting late. I am now trying to get into a centering calm and a peace. Ooh, you can come sit over here, Cheryl, if you want that way. You're good. So, yes, trying to get calm now and get centered. Don't you hate when that happens? I just think that there's lots of things trying to stop us from having this worthy book club. But we are perseverers and we are not going to let anything stop us. Because if we did, think about Jamie. If she had stopped at all the hurdles that were put her way, would we be here today? No, we would not. And fortunately, we are. And so we have this awesome book. And I'm so excited to be able to read and share with you guys and learn together and grow together. We are so, so blessed to be able to have this. And there's so many good nuggets of wisdom. And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to have this book and for us to be able to come together. I love the fact that Worthy is bringing so many people from different walks of life, from different places and spaces, and it's bringing us together to remember who we are, what we stand for. Many years ago, so I'm a mom of 5 children. I have 5 kiddos, and one of the things since they were little itty bitty that I taught them, we had a family motto, and I had it above the door when they would leave. And everywhere we moved a lot, and everywhere we did move, there was the one constant that they, as each one matured and grew, the babies then would say it, and it's something that stuck true, which was remember who you are and what you stand for, make good choices. Having that motto in our life, I think I said it a lot for them, and I thought, oh, I was teaching them to remember something, to keep true to something. But honestly, it really helped me to remember who I was and reminded me to make good choices. As I know that the good choices that we were put forth to make, they're watching everything that we're doing. And as a mama, that was something it helped me to stay steady and true to who I was and what my purpose is and the ripple effects that I could have on my children. And those same ripple effects can happen in our families, with our friends. There is the power of connection. And I think about how Jamie has mentioned, what is the saying that, oh goodness, it slipped my mind now. Rejection is God's protection. That is one saying that she's been, she wrote in her book and she's talked a lot about that, and she goes into detail on that. And as I've been prayerful and been thinking about all these things and how I wanted us just to be able to have a place and space to come together, my thoughts were not only rejection is God's protection, but connection is God's protection. And I think about all of us coming together throughout the world, whether it's you're in New Zealand, in England, here, Texas, anywhere. I think of the opportunity that we have to come together for this book that helps us remember our self-worth and our self-confidence. I think with social media and with all kinds of things, there's so many influences tell us that we are not enough and that we need to do more or be more or have more. And then we get in that, as I mentioned, the shoulda, woulda, coulda world. If I should have done this, or I should have done that, or if I do this, then I'll be happy. Or once I achieve this, then I'll feel successful. Once I this, once I that. When we get stuck in that, things really don't happen and we get stagnant. And then we continue to lose ourselves in that as well. And one thing that I've really enjoyed as I've been able to study this, I've purchased it for myself and for my oldest. Well, my original copy I gave to my oldest. And then I purchased it for his partner, and then for my other children. And I've purchased several copies because it is something that is worth its weight in gold. I love reading me scriptures. Yeah, I love my scriptures very much, and I love all the things that I find in there. And I'm so grateful that God talks to me in many different ways through the scriptures. And yes, I will continue to do that daily. But this also is worth its weight in gold, like the scriptures. And I'm excited for us to come together and learn from one another and grow and transform ourselves and remember who we are. There's a saying that I tell myself, and something that helps me remember myself and who I am. I have a little sticky. I'll show it to you. I have it here. I have a sticky like this all over in my room and in different places where I can see it often. I have it, I'm always on my computer, so I have it stuck to my little computer. And having this little note to read a gazillion times a day helps me to stay true to myself. And it is, I am a positive, passionate, compassionate daughter of God. Now, being able to read that and tell that to myself over and over. There are some days where I'm having just a heck of a hard time and I am exhausted and tired, and I'm sure you guys know that feeling. And there's some days that I just feel like, oh my gosh, Calgon, take me away if you could, please. And those days, there are some days when I'm crying out to God and crying out to Jesus, and I'm saying, I'm a positive, compassionate, caring, loving daughter of God. And then I keep on saying, I'm a positive, passionate, compassionate daughter of a king. And as I yell that, I'm gonna do it. No, I don't have any other people here except my roommate right here, and she hears me being loud and whatnot. So, but how I say it to myself, I don't think she hears me in my room often doing this, but there's some days that I'm sitting there and I'm like struggling as I'm trying to understand some of the things and principles that I'm planning to be teaching, and how can I step into my no. And one of the things as you repeat these kinds of things to ourselves, just like how I did with my kids, remember who you are and what you stand for, make good choices. And as each one grew up, same thing they would say to each other, remember who you are and what you stand for, make good choices. Well, with me having this, there are those really hard days. And on some of those hard days, I'm a positive, passionate, compassionate, and now I'm saying all this. I like all the p sounds in it because it makes me really think of how I'm saying it. But it's a adjective, adjective, and noun. And so you can pick, and I'll have a little printout that I can share if you guys are interested. I can send it in the notes. I'll send it in notes. But a little worksheet so you can find what your primary adjectives are, or how you describe yourself, or what you relate with most. But the hard days I'll say, I'm a positive, passionate, compassionate daughter of a king. And when I say daughter of a king, like daughter of God, I feel like, yes, I got this. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on pushing, keep on going forward. But when I add, I am a daughter of a king, I don't know, for some reason, that just has so much more power to it. That has so much more, I don't know, it helps me get into my know. It helps me remember that, okay, all of this stuff around me, all of these circumstances are just circumstances. And they are all for my learning and growing and for my good. So what can I learn from them? Remember, Laura, you're a positive, passionate, compassionate daughter of a king. You remember that, you will be able to help others remember as well who they are. And, you know, we are so much stronger together than we are apart. And having this opportunity to come together and grow with one another and learn, that's where the gold is. When we lock arms with one another, when we stand in support of each other, we don't feel so alone, and we feel that things are more possible. I know in my life, there have been times where I have felt that lonely feeling, and it's not the best feeling. And I don't want anyone to have to experience that kind of feeling. I really don't want anyone else to have that kind of feeling. I want others to be seen and to feel heard. I want others to be able to be seen and feel heard. And that's what this book is doing for us. That's what it's going to give us the opportunity to remember our voices, remember who we are, what we stand for. Because we all know deep inside, we just have kind of forgotten. We've just forgotten a little bit, but that's okay. Because all it is remembering. That's all it is. We just got to go through a remembering process. And what I think is amazing about Jamie is that she took the time to look at life as, there's the other saying she says, life is, look at setbacks, they're setups for something greater to come into our lives, greater things to happen. That is such an awesome, awesome thought. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just read just a little bit of some of the things she says. And this is how she starts. For those who haven't had the opportunity to read or get the book yet, I would so encourage you. She was sold out. I think it's now on the 7th week on the New York's best list, and #1 in the New York's list. And she didn't do it to rise herself above other people. It was because she felt called to help others who may have felt like she felt. So let's see where I'm going to start with. Let's see. So she says, in life, you don't soar to levels of your hopes and dreams and dreams. You stay stuck at the level of your self-worth. You don't rise to what you believe is possible. You fall to what you believe you're worthy of. In your goals and career ambitions, you don't achieve everything that you're qualified for or capable of. You plateau at what you believe you deserve. And whether you know it or not, at the level of success where you've established your own internal identity, in your romantic relationships, the length and depth of intimacy, vulnerability, and love can only be as strong as the level and depth of vulnerable, intimate love you have for yourself. It's the same with your friendships. And in these relationships in your life, the level of pain you'll allow another person to cause you, whether it's through hurtful words or actions, often hovers right above the standards you have for the level and frequency of hurtful thoughts, ways, and words you think and say to yourself. And it's the same with your body. Your body can feel like a source of shame or like a miracle in motion, all depending on your relationship with your worthiness. If you're an entrepreneur, a boss, a leader of a team, building strong internal self-worth is one of the best business moves you can make. We act on our identity. So when you're the boss, you can have the title and even the stellar business results. But if deep inside you still struggle with self-worth or imposter syndrome and believing you're enough, it will eventually show in your leadership and your business decisions. You'll second guess yourself, you'll hold back, you'll sabotage yourself or your company in your decision making. Building your self-worth is the best decision you'll ever make for your company, your team, and your leadership. If you want to double your business, double your self-worth and watch what happens. When you change what you believe you're worthy of, you change your entire life. See, we can have big goals and dreams. We can study, get knowledge, get the bigger degrees on the walls, become activists, use our voices. We can know with passion and clarity what we believe in and believe for. We can make vision boards, and we can even distinguish ourselves among the rare group of people who actually take action towards getting what we want in life. But if we don't believe deep down inside that we're worthy of it, it will never happen. Or if it does, we won't be able to sustain it, because in life, you don't get what you want. You only get and maintain what you believe you are worthy of. When deep down inside, we don't believe we're worthy of what we want, hope, and dream for, we will find a way to lose it or for it not to happen at all. We will sabotage the opportunity. We'll put a decent guy in the friend zone. We'll ghost a new friend who has pure intentions. We'll make a million excuses why we're not yet ready to make a career move. Don't have the resources or the time or the talent. We'll focus on our problems instead of our potential, because our problems can be an easy way to justify playing life small. We might think we have a net worth problem when what we really have is a self-worth problem. As when deep down inside, we don't believe we're worthy of abundance, we sabotage ourselves to make sure that we don't get it. We'll dim our light to make others comfortable and to fit in. We'll tell ourselves stories like, once I get to my goal weight, then I'll be enough. Or once I get more experience, then I'll apply for the promotion. Or once the kids get through school, then I'll focus on building a healthy relationship. We'll sit in the audience watching, all while knowing we're born to be on that stage. We'll walk into the room, all while hiding in plain sight. And we'll start living our lives this way. We'll talk ourselves out of our potential, out of our talent, out of our knowing, out of our trusting ourselves, out of our gifts, out of the relationships we do deserve, out of getting unstuck, out of making our health a priority, out of asking for the raise, out of launching the idea, out of accepting a mentor's offer. And if we're not careful, out of becoming the person who we're born to be. All because we don't truly believe we are enough or worthy of it exactly as we are. If any one of these examples hits home for you or feels like a past or present version of yourself, then this book is for you. If you struggle with not believing you're enough or truly worthy of walking into the big meeting room, of being called a good patient, of wearing the swimsuit, of receiving unconditional love, of looking in the mirror and seeing everything that's beautiful, of speaking up, of sharing your story, of asking for help, of resting, of setting boundaries, of showing up, in the world as you authentically are and as all of who you authentically are. This book is for you. I wrote this book for you. If you have some self-doubt to destroy and a destiny to fulfill. And I'm honored to invite you into the pages of this journey together. And I'd like to start it by imagining together. Will you turn the lights on, Sheriff? Sure. Thank you. See, I can't help but imagine what our world would be like if it was full of women who decided to believe they're worthy. When I imagine a world full of women feeling worthy, I imagine the earth shaking with a jolt of possibility when we all wake up in the morning. Imagine with me, what would a world full of women who decide to believe they are they're worthy? Imagine that. The potential that would be unleashed, the power and possibility unfolding. Imagine that with me, you guys. Think about it. That's something that I recently have been so thinking about. I've been so blessed to partner with so many amazing women, and I have had so many wonderful mentors in my life. I would not be where I am at today without them there. I would not be who I am today without all these beautiful people. They've helped me to step into my worthy when I didn't feel worthy. And I think we all go through ebbs and flows. We go through moments where we feel, yeah, we're invincible. And I think about that song, I'm unstoppable. You know, you all know the song. I think of that. And there's some times that I am in my feels and I'm in the car, and my car is my prayer room. And I am by myself usually, and I'll either be listening to audio books or I'll also be listening to my Christian music. And oh my gosh, when I am listening to that, I am in the zone, and I will sing like if I'm on stage. Can you imagine if all of us sang for real like we do in the shower out in the open? We might have some people scared, but at the same time, can you imagine if all of us belted it out like we truly, like when we do when we're by ourselves? Imagine that. All of us doing that together. Can you imagine the force and power that would, I mean, I think of all the wind when I was driving from Texas to Utah. I remember lots of the wind farms, and you'd see those things propelling, and some were slow as all get. But can you imagine if all of us used our voices together in unison? Can you imagine the wow that would come from that? I'm telling you, that would be a force to reckon with. Imagine the generational cycles broken. Imagine the unhealthy relationships that would end. Imagine the businesses that would be launched, the body shapes and sizes that would be celebrated. Imagine the rest that would be taken without guilt. Imagine the cellulite that would confidently be jiggling with joy. Imagine the seats that would be filled up in the boardroom. Imagine what the list of Fortune 500 CEOs would look like. Imagine the mental and physical health that would be prioritized. Imagine how our government would lead. Imagine the injustices that would end. Imagine how children's storybooks would be written. Imagine who little girls would grow up dreaming of being. Imagine the time and capacity that would be freed up when self-doubt is silenced. Imagine with me, you guys. Think about all that. Imagining that is why Jamie wrote this book, with the intention of not just imagining with your life what your life would be like if you truly felt worthy, but actually learning how to believe that you are worthy. Because you are. If you can see me, you are. You are worthy. You are worth it. And in your soul, you are even more than that. You know that you are in your soul. When you're in the private of your room, in the private of your space, you know that there's something beckoning you, calling out to you, saying, hey, you know what? You really could do that. I really could this. And then we let the other little voice say, no, 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 it's okay. You're fine like you are. Then you hear that other little voice say, but I really could. Can you imagine if all of us chose to listen to I really can? I know that there would be a lot less hurt if we all truly could believe that. And you know what's so awesome? This worthy book is going to help us to get there. It's going to help us to remember. It's going to help us to remember who we are and what we stand for. She continues, and in your soul, you know that you are. Most of us are born into a world and even into loving, well-intentioned families that, whether knowingly or not, teach us to believe that we're not. I believe that if we choose to, it's possible to unlearn what we've been taught that doesn't feel right in our soul. Take our power back and decide today is the day to forge a new path ahead. If you feel me, say it out loud, whether you are. Say, I'm ready. I'm ready. Woohoo! I'm ready to share. I'm ready to tell you all about it. I'm ready to learn with you guys and hear your reasons for wanting to be, your reasons for believing. Don't think I don't see you not saying it, she says. Listen, if you're not going to be bold here along with me, how are you going to be bold out there when things get hard? I'll say it with you. We'll say it together out loud. Who cares what anyone around you thinks? Okay, ready? Cheryl, you ready? Let's loudly proclaim, I am ready. Are you ready, Cheryl? Ready. Are you ready to believe you're worthy?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say it. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Woohoo! Say it loud and proud, girls. You don't become what you want. You become what you believe you're worthy of in life, in love, in friendships, in your careers, and in your hopes and dreams. You become what you believe you're worthy of. One of the greatest parts of your journey to believing you're worthy is learning to stop hiding. Learning for the first time, or for the first time in a long time, the courage to start raising your hand, or to be the person who leads and encourages others to raise their hands. To discover the true essence of your soul, of the real you, and to start living as the real you. Not your achievements, but your innateness that is full and whole and enough, and blossoming towards a new freedom and fulfillment that springs alive when we live in alignment with our true nature and our assignment. The assignment that we were born to be in. And knowing in every ounce of our being that the person who we truly are is enough and is worthy of love. When you venture to stop hiding in plain sight, trust your inner knowing, live in congruence with your soul, ignite your purpose, and show up in this world as all of who you are, that's when you truly feel fulfilled and truly feel alive. That's when you live in alignment with your assignment. Are you guys ready to be in alignment with your assignment? I know I'm ready. Let's do it. That's when you believe who you were born to be. That's when you're able to fully live in and express the joy and the beauty and the gifts and the ideas and the possibilities of your soul. That's when you can wake up every morning and ask yourself one of life's most powerful questions. What will you do with that power that is in you? And then with that power fully tapped into, and because you're no longer hiding or hiding from it, you bravely, boldly live that answer. Throughout these pages, she continues to say, I hope you'll laugh, connect, see, and be exactly who you're supposed to be. And like my good friend Sarah Jakes Roberts says, we don't come here to look cute. We're going to go deep as you've ever, as deep as you're ready to. This book might feel like it's too much at times, or perhaps it'll feel like you arrive at the end way too quickly. We'll examine our own self-worth. We'll delve into the lies that keep us doubting ourselves, unlearn those lies, and embrace the truth that wake up our worthiness. We'll begin to transform into the living authentically and fulfilling our destinies. There are some chapters packed with tactical tools you can apply to your life right now that have led to breakthroughs for me, like how to redefine rejection, how to rethink the labels you put on yourself, and how to take risk when you have a million reasons why you're afraid to. There are some chapters you might find to be deeply personal and stir up a lot of thoughts and emotion. Some chapters might evoke the feeling of heavy reflection, and others might spark joy, joyful, wide-eyed, soul-filled delight. And girls and guys, I'm telling you, there are some parts that, oh my gosh, I actually purchased the book, and then I also purchased the Audible because Jamie is reading it. And oh my, she does such an awesome job reading it. And you feel like you're with your soul sister and she is talking to you, and you feel like you're with your girlfriend. And driving, I'm sure people are looking at me in the car thinking, oh, what is wrong with that lady? Because I am driving and just dying laughing. And as you continue reading the chapters, you'll know exactly what parts I'm talking about. Let's say chapter 7 is a hint. That's some good value. I know how precious the gift of your time is, and I can promise you, I'm not taking a second of it for granted. In this book, I'm all in with you, right by your side, and we're really going to go there together, okay? Soul to soul, light to light, love to love. In this book, you're invited to embark on an expedition into the essence of who you are. At times, it might feel like a courageous crossing, a treacherous trek, a laugh out loud, fun-filled flight, or even a soul-savoring safari. Each chapter might be a destination you visit for a day or sit with for a while. The one thing I'll ask of you is this. In every story, every lesson, every silly, embarrassing overshare, every vulnerable, soul-stirring revelation, and even deeply challenging questions, trust yourself to know if it is for you. And if it's not right for you, or you're not ready to consider it yet, then skip that part. That's okay. And you will know, your soul will know at each turning of this book, the parts that are for you in this moment of your journey. You'll know if the timing is right to open up to yourself in ways that might feel like it's too much. And you'll know if the timing is just right and the words feel like they're written exactly for you. That's where I say it's like the scriptures, because there are some times when I open up that scripture and I am just like, wow, you were talking directly to me. Thank you for answering me. That's what I have found here as I've been on my journey. And this book has been an answer to and in congruence with what my thoughts and feelings are. And that's why I am so excited about sharing it with everyone. She continues, you may want to have a journal or a pen and paper handy while reading. And as we begin this journey together, all I ask is that you trust yourself fully. Take the things that feel right for you and leave the rest. Perhaps for another day or another person you share this book with. I believe in the divine timing and that our steps are divinely ordered in life. And I don't believe it's a coincidence or accident that you're reading these words right now. Similarly, in this book, I'm leading you on an intentional journey, one transforming step at a time. Each chapter lays a key piece of the foundation that then builds on the next, all crafting a deeply personal worthiness journey intended to expand how you see and unconditionally love yourself. from seeing the importance of and critical difference between self-confidence and self-worth to unlearning the lies that lead to self-doubt, and embrace the truths that wake up worthiness to transform your connection to yourself and multiplying your unconditional self-love, to knowing and truly believing in your innate value and worthiness. As we begin this journey, I want to invite you to come with me through these pages as who you truly are. Okay, this isn't about wearing a mask. I got lipstick on, that's what I got on. And I'm not gonna wear a mask. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be raw. I'm gonna be honest and truthful. And I hope that you guys can feel comfortable in doing the same. I want you to feel safe. Know that you are loved, that you are important, that you matter, that you are worth it. Because we all are. We're just so worth it. So again, as we begin this journey, I want to invite you to come with me through these pages as who you truly are, not as a role you play at home or at work, not as who you have to be when you're in the leader position or the leader in the room, not as who other people want you to be, not as the version of who the world rewards you for being, not as the socially conditioned belief systems you built, but as a person who sheds all of that and is willing to show up soul first. Coming soul first is safe here, knowing this truth. There is nothing you can do or say or be that could ever make you unworthy of love. I believe we are all here to love, to receive it, to give it, to live it, to be it. And our greatest journey on this earth is to learn how to truly believe we're worthy of it. When I read that part, the very first time, I've read it a couple times, but when I read that part, it echoed with my soul. One of the things that many of my friends and different people who have talked to hear me say is that my job is to love. As a mom, my job is to love. That's what my job is. That's the important thing that I have to do. I may not agree with everything that my children do. I may not think that every choice they make is exactly the best for them, but that is not going to change my love. And when we can truly love authentically and really look into another person's eyes, and when we connect soul to soul, and you can feel it and hear it and see it, wow, there's nothing more magical than that. When our souls can truly connect, there's the magic. There's the magic that makes the world go round. Can you imagine if all of us just loved you where you're at, whatever circumstance you're in, and how you come to the table? Man, that'd be pretty amazing stuff happening. So I will end with this last bit that she says. Our souls are our true home. The words in this book are a love poem from my soul to yours. Let's live in our souls together on this journey. As we get started, I want you to feel like I'm welcoming you right into my home. When I imagine opening my front door to see you, I will really see you. And you can really see me. And when you walk in, I'm wearing my favorite cozy sweater, my favorite cozy sweats, no makeup, unwashed hair, and a messy ponytail. She says a bun, but this is my messy ponytail. But I do, she says she uses dry shampoo. I intend to, but I have a teenage girl still, and yeah, she uses it enough for both of us, so I save on that. But anyhow, she says, and I give you a great big hug while my dogs are jumping on you and kissing you as if they've never been through the training school before. I have your favorite warm drink and your favorite mug, and the mug will say worthy on it because you are. After I hand it to you, imagine seeing a sign right in front of you on the wall as you walk inside. It's how I want you to feel when you're walking into my home or into my hug. The sign says, come as you are, heal where you need, blossom where you choose and what you choose. Journey toward your calling. Stay as long as you'd like. You belong here. You are worthy. You are loved. You are loved. I love you, Jamie. Now, that little part right there, she wrote my words perfectly. Those are my thoughts. That is my intent with bringing us together here in this worthy circle of trust, of friendship, of sharing the good, the bad, the ugly. Because honestly, it really isn't ever ugly, because if there's something we can learn from it and find the miracle amongst the mess, then it's worth it, because we can help one another and grow from it. We can help somebody else through their mess because we've experienced that hard. I just want you guys to know that I am thankful that you are willing to come as you are. And I look forward to sharing this opportunity to be with you guys once a week. I'm in my home right now. In May, I will be in Texas. And when I'm there, I will be in my mom's home visiting, and I will still go ahead and do the Zooms from there, because that's the beauty of Zoom. You can do it from anywhere. And hopefully I will have some of my girlfriends from Texas come and join us, and they can be part of our circle. I want you to know that you are loved, that you matter. And I am grateful that you are willing to come along for the ride. It may get bumpy and feel bumpy and lumpy, but you know what? Together we are stronger. Lock in arms, hand in hand, hug and hug. And most of you guys who really know me know how I just love to hug. That's just part of who I am. And whether you can be in my home and have that physical hug, oh man, I would just love that. But even if it's not in person, if I can give you that virtual hug and let you feel seen, let you know that you're worth it, I mean, we have this amazing technology. How cool is that? We can talk to people all over the world through these things. That's just like, I think that's so awesome. I look forward to sharing this journey with you. I will go ahead in the group and put with Jamie. She does have, I printed it out, and what I can do is, if you guys would like, just message me and I can. So she has a worthy book, and it's about 150, 60 pages. And that's only one part of it that she has. So let me see if I can get it right there. So in it, she has worksheets that you can go through, and there's some good stuff. I mean, they may, if you want to do some work and dive deep and figure out you're worthy, this is where you go. Very beginning, she talks about, what about you? Do you truly know that you are fully worthy exactly as you are? And then you absolutely, sort of, sometimes, maybe, I doubt what I'm feeling. And then she gives you reflection points, and she asks questions and things that make you think about it. Become self-aware, understand where you're at. And then she not only did that, but she also has continued to add more booklets and resources. And when you purchase the book, She will, you can get all this stuff for free. You can print it out at home and have it for yourself, and you don't have to pay for it. She wants to truly help. There's a book she has, How to Hear and Build Your Intuition with 3 Proven Tools. There's another book that she has, let's see, Rejection Reframing Worksheets. She has, let's see, there are several other books that I printed that she has, and I mean, she keeps adding, and she's just giving all this because she wants to help each of us. And when we help one another, empower each other, we can change the world. Mighty miracles can come to pass when we believe. So I look forward to sharing this journey with you guys. And I hope that if you haven't gotten your worthy book, I hope that you do get it and are able to study part 1. That's chapter 1 is the next chapter that I would love to go over. If we can get into chapter 2, we may, but chapter 1 is, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And if you private message me, or yeah, if you private message me, I can go ahead and I can send you the worksheets if you want them, so you can have them and have access to them, so you can do the self-reflection work. And then that way you can share your experience, because I don't want to be just the only one talking. This isn't a one ship. This is a ship where we're all together. And yes, today it is me talking. And yeah, I do like to talk. I don't mind. You can ask my roommate. You can ask my mom. She'll tell you. You can ask my kids. I'll tell you. But I don't want to be the only one talking. I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear your reasons for keeping on fighting. Why do you fight? Why do you keeping on? There's a group of women that I work with, and when we have our meetings, the question that we ask when we start is, why do you fight? Why do you fight, Laura? Why do you fight, Cheryl? And coming together, we will remember why we are fighting, why we are working to remember our worthy. And miracles will happen. I look forward to the journey with you guys. Thank you for sharing this time with me today. And I'm sorry about the start late, but thank God he is a God of miracles, and we got that little corgi back. So have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to getting together with you again next week. If you have any questions, or if you have any other comments or want to get in touch with me, go ahead and private message me, and I can send you my telephone number. I don't mind, not one bit at all. I am here to serve. I want to help you feel what I remember I am, and that is worthy again. And it took me a long time to remember that again. I remembered it when I was younger. I forgot it for a good 15, 20 years. I don't want you guys to have to go through that. And so I want to help you guys to feel that worthy and feel love. Because when you can love yourself, you can truly love others. So until next week, thanks so much, and we will see you then. Love you guys. Have a good night. Stronger together than we are apart. Love y'all. Bye.